Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan here with a screenwriter's rant on The Last Duel. The Last Duel. It's a medieval knights in 1386 having a fight over, what else? A woman. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books. Links in the description. Woke a Stand novel, Hollywoke another novel, political satire, and the Pineys, comedy horror in South Jersey. Books 1 through 6. Book 7 drop in this month. All available at Amazon.com. If you have Kindle Unlimited, it's free. Let's talk about this, Little Joan. The Last Duel is based on a true story. Took place in medieval France. And this is Squire, I forget his name, is the character name. I couldn't pronounce it anyway. Played by Adam Driver. And this is the wife of Matt Damon's character, and Ben Affleck, I think, is the king or a count. Ben Affleck looks different. I'm glad Affleck and Damon really changed their look for these roles. Because if they hadn't, see, this is Damon. They look very different. If they had looked the same, it would have been a disaster. I mean, Damon looks really different. He's got a scar. He's got like a weird thing going on with his mouth. I think he's wearing some sort of prosthetic to make his mouth look different. It's smart. It's a smart move because these guys, first off, they're playing guys in history. Adam Driver can look like himself.
I mean, not be silent.
Shoot. Stop. Adam Driver, he could play himself, no problem, because, you're gonna connect him back to Star Wars, but he's got a look that I think goes along with the time period. He looks kind of like an evil French guy, and whereas Matt Damon kind of doesn't, and neither does Ben Affleck. So I don't know if they changed their looks to try to look like the actual historical people, or if they're just, again, I think they may have just changed it just to look different because, they're too well known for these historical roles. So I think it's a wise move. Now, do I believe Affleck in this role? I don't know who directed it. I think it's based on a Ridley Scott film, but I don't think he's not around, is he? Let's see. I got the Wikipedia page. Who the hell directed this thing? Directed by Ridley Scott. Oh yeah, he's still around. I'm thinking the other Scott, I guess. I'd be more confident if Affleck directed it than is in it. His acting's okay. Man, it's something like this. Damon, I think, will be okay. I think he'll be solid. He already looks solid in this trailer. It's mostly about his wife. This is kind of like a subtle, not so subtle dig at the patriarchy, because really it's all about the men settling things, and she's caught in the middle. So and this is based on a true story, but the first act's going to be the setup, of course. This is medieval France, even though everybody speaks English and nobody has a French accent, which is, in a way, is good. I don't know if, maybe Driver could pull it off. I don't know about the other guys. No way. Really, if you wanted it to be authentic, you'd have to speak French. But, so anyway, they get together. The knight who's married to her, played by Damon, they're best friends, and Driver is a squire. And then one night, Driver goes over to the house and apparently rapes his wife. Apparently. Historians aren't totally sure. So, he asks for the time, Damon asked for a duel. Meaning that a duel to the death. He can't get satisfaction from the courts or the nobility at that time, even though he's a knight. The squire, who's played by Driver, is favored by a count. Maybe that's Affleck, I'm not sure. Let's see, who does Affleck play in the movie? Is he the king or the count? Matt Damon, Ben Affleck as count. Yeah, so he's the count protecting it. He can't get satisfaction, so he asked for a duel to the death, which is something you could do in medieval France. And apparently this was the last duel to the death. This was the last one. After this, they were like, well, this is a little too much. And I already looked up who won, so I don't want to give it away, but probably they're assuming most of the audience won't be familiar with this. I'm sure a lot of the French audience will be. But it must be weird for them. I mean, like, Driver looks French. To me, he looks like a Frenchman. You know, that's like a French look, right? But the other two, not so much, but should be an interesting movie. So, the downside is if Matt Damon wins, he gets satisfaction because Driver's dead and he thinks he accused him of raping his wife. If it goes the other way and Damon dies, then it's considered that the accusation was false and his wife could be burned at the stake. So that's the stakes. Ha, pardon the pun. So the second act's going to be the lead up and part of the duel, and then the third act's going to be the actual duel and then the fallout from that. So interesting movie. I don't know. Yeah, Damon doesn't look bad. He's got a bit of a scar going. They're kind of covering up his handsomeness for this. They gave him like a bad sort of haircut and a mullet for some reason. It looks weird. But this is probably what the guy looked like. So, again, I would love to have seen them gone the extra mile and do French accents, but not Affleck. I think Affleck would have been a disaster. So this could be really good. October 15th, only in theaters. Yeah, it could be good. I like Driver. I think out of all those guys, I think Driver's probably the best actor. I don't recognize the actress. Although she looks pretty solid. Damon's solid, I think. Affleck's okay. They don't give him too much to do. So I think it could be good. It could be good. You know, if it turns into a whole allegory for the patriarchy, then it'll be an absolute S show. But, I think this is the way Hollywood's going now. I think they're going to go to a lot of period pieces because you're kind of safe there. You know, the wokies on Twitter can complain, but what are you going to complain about? It was 1386, you idiots. It was 1386. What are they going to complain about? Oh, it wasn't woke enough. It was 1386, you morons. So, this may be the way things are headed. The Last Duel. Look for it October 15th. And that's it for me and Little Joan. We're going to call it a night. We do 4 videos a day. We got 2 on YouTube and 2 more on Bitchute and Rumble. So subscribe to us on Bitchute and Rumble where you're not getting your full amount of Joan. You need your daily dose of Joan. Right, Little Joan? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. All right. We'll see you tomorrow.